everyone, welcome to a brand new Papa Ken Reviews. I'm your host Papa Ken, and today I'm reviewing J.J. Abrams' Star Trek. The one from 2009, not Into Darkness, sorry. Yes, I know that Into Darkness came out just last week, and I should have a review out by now, but I enjoyed the film, and I feel like I need to put my full effort into a review for it. If you want a quick sample review, it's really good. See the movie. As to why, well, you'll have to wait for the review. I'm going to try and get it out as soon as I can, but no guarantee. Hopefully within a week. But as for J.J. Abrams' first entry into the series, I think that this was a really good, I guess you would call it reboot, sort of a prequel. There's really a lot of elements that go into the 2009 Star Trek. But more than anything, I feel like it was something that was able to both please fans of Star Trek as well as people that may not be familiar at all with Star Trek. I know my wife is not a Trekkie. I'm not a Trekkie, but she never watched any of the Star Trek shows or movies, and she really enjoyed this film as well as I did. Now, the one thing that I can say, although it's 2009 Star Trek is a really good film, it has some problems, and it's not so much of... Well, let me put it this way. It basically has two issues, one of which is a stylistic choice, and the other, it's hard to explain. The first one is just so much lens flare. If you're not familiar with J.J. Abrams' other works, like Super 8, he seems to have sort of a fetish for lens flare in his films, and if you're not familiar with what that is, just Google it real quick. It's basically when there's light coming at the lens, and it's not usually that bad, but in this film especially, it's just everywhere. Like, it's just constantly in your face, and it actually makes the movie hard to watch at times. Just not so much watch, but just being able to focus on the screen, especially if you're watching it on a very bright TV. But yeah, that's a stylistic choice, and really, you kind of come to expect it from J.J. Abrams. I hope he ditches that sometime down the line, but I'm not going to hold my breath. Now, the second issue is a rather significant one, but again, it's hard to explain in some ways. Basically, 2009 Star Trek has a very epic scale. Like, everything is just huge, just getting right in your face, and all this stuff's going on. But it may just be me, but you never really feel the stakes. Very few things really feel important. Like, you're watching a character on screen and they're being attacked. You never really have that feeling that, this person might die, or, what's going to happen to this person. You never get that feeling, and so it kind of kills any tension that there should be in the film, and that's really unfortunate, especially for it being so epic in scale. And again, for those that haven't seen it, a lot happens. But again, with the exception of a few very important things, the main characters, you never feel that tension. You never feel like, oh, they're about to die. And it's conflicting for me, and it may just be me being a fan of Star Trek or sci-fi in general, but there needs to be that tension in order for you to get really invested in the film and really get invested in the characters. But besides that, it's still a really good film. The characters are fun. It may not please all fans, like super fans of Star Trek. I am a fan of the Star Trek series, but I would not call myself a Trekkie. I'm not super obsessed with it. And based on responses that I've seen online, that people that are more Trekkie or on a much higher level of geekiness than I am, it didn't apparently hit all the right bases for them. But again, for me it did. It hit most of the right notes. It has its issues. But overall, if you like sci-fi films or action films in general, I really think that you will enjoy Star Trek. And it does have its issues, but more than anything, it's a good overall film. Now, in the end, I have to give Star Trek of 2009 a 4 out of 5. It's a really good film, very enjoyable. It just has some faults. It has some flaws to it. And again, it just doesn't, it's not able to fully pull you in, or again, at least not me. If it was able to pull me in a little bit more, it would have had a 5 out of 5, because it's a really good and enjoyable film, despite what some of the major Trekkies and people that are very anal about details in their sci-fi go into. But yeah, that's all I have to say about it. Thank you everyone for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you're looking forward to my review of Star Trek Into Darkness. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next review.